I want to try to get through this without tears because I really have something to say to you all. My heart is broken. That's the first and foremost. That was my baby. And I just want to appeal to you all. If you have kids, if you have children, and if something happens to your children, you want to know what happened. As a parent, you want some answers to your questions. Yeah. As a parent. So I'm not asking for anything, any extra favors. I'm just asking for what you would ask for as a parent. I know I cannot bring my baby back, but I'm sure going to make changes so that this does not happen to another family.
Standing here today as a father, and I look around this room and I see 90% of those involved in this room are parents. The greatest gift that God can give to a man is a son. There's no monetary gift that you can give a woman for giving you a son. George Michael Zimmerman murdered Trayvon Benjamin Martin in cold blood. Zimmerman took my son away from me. Not only was he my son, he was my best friend. He meant something to me. He meant something to all of these people out here. He meant something to these 2 million ballots. For the Sanford Police Department to feel as though they were going to sweep another young black minority's death under the rug, it's an atrocity. This family is hurt, this family is torn, and the Sanford Police Department needs to be held accountable. George Michael Zimmerman needs to be arrested. He needs to be put on trial. He needs to be given a sentence by a jury of his peers. We're not asking for an eye for an eye. We're asking for justice, justice, justice. We consider ourselves strong black parents, and we take pride in our kids. And it tears me apart to sit here and listen to the slander that they're giving to my son, and listen to not arresting the murder of my son. Sanford Police Department, the city of Sanford, the government, the federal government, state, local, whatever entity it is, need to do something about it. And need to do something right now. Arrest needs to be made for George Michael Zimmerman.
Phone lines understandably on fire, George. We just got through hearing the mother's plea saying her heart was broken. They have been so calm throughout this whole thing and so poised. And I think, George, that they expected something to happen once everybody got behind him and everybody got. And now that it hasn't, he's like, what is the problem?
Yeah, he had to have thought that it would be an arrest made by now.
And what's going on out of Atlanta? What do you think?
I just heard a little bit of the father speaking. I didn't quite hear everything, but my heart goes out to him and the family.
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to let you all know that this should have been taken care of long ago.
A long time ago.
But because this is a small town, it's in the South. You should definitely know where you're at, in the South.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever rules that town is not going to let anyone get a hold of him.
Not only that, man, there's a, I hope you all understand that George Zimmerman has ties. His father was a judge, his mother was a clerk.
Oh, yeah, he's connected.
Yes, because whoever, if he doesn't have money, he knows someone that has money.
No, not just money. I mean, this guy is literally connected. Somebody on the website, George, on Facebook, laid out that his father was a judge, his mother worked as a clerk in the courts. I mean, this guy is connected. And the police just swept this thing under the rug, and now that this thing has come out, there's a lot of people that messed up on this arrest,
right.
George.
That's right.
They're not protecting George Zimmerman. They're protecting themselves.
That's exactly what they're doing. They're trying to cover their tracks and cover their butts.
Hey, Janelle, how you doing?
I'm doing fine. How are you?
Good. What's on your mind? Talk to me.
I mean, I just think it's ridiculous how it seems like they're coming out with more things to say against this young boy. Every time you look up, it's always some little glitch here and there. Well, he was found with empty marijuana bags.
Which means nothing.
I know, and it's still not the point. I mean, you still killed this child for no reason.
The more they try to cover it up, Janelle and George,
the guiltier they look.
The guiltier they look, and the more infuriated people are going to be that we can't even get an arrest. Hey, Arnett, what's going on out of Maryland?
I think that, we should really start asking this man to turn himself in.
That's what George
said. So
said.
that we can all hear his story. If you got so much to say to everybody else, and as far as Oliver injecting himself into the situation, and Zimmerman has an attorney, what about a client-attorney privilege? How is he talking to Oliver and he has an attorney? And
Exactly.
You know what? And another thing, too, when you look at how this police chief was able to say, I'm taking myself out temporarily, it's amazing how black people get fired, but white people, they get laid off, they get to resign, they get
It's
to
wrong.
quit.
Well, he should be arrested, first of all. He got his friend out here, talking to, amongst potential jurors to hear him.
Right.
It should be a gag order on this case where no one is talking about leaking facts or whatever statements and testimonies are being taken. So that's one of the other reasons why this man should be arrested.
If people are not understanding, this is a slap in the face to the black community, to black men in particular, and black families, and all the women who've been emailing me, the interracial family. Now you understand what we have to deal with. When you have black children, black male children, you understand now just how serious this situation is for so many of us. Tamika, what's going on out of Georgia?
Hey, this is case in point. We got to realize that the government is a law unto themselves. They can't be prosecuted. And in case in point.
No, they're going to be prosecuted. No, we're not standing for we'll catch you next time. We didn't come out here holding up signs. It's not a march for nothing. Let me make sure we're clear on that. It's not an option for this man not to be arrested. Americans who care are not going to stand for it, and I'm not going to stand for it. Pamela, I'm glad you're upset. Everybody should be upset over this. This is disrespectful. That's what it is.
That is for sure. I mean, to be honest with you, I'm embarrassed to be white right now.
I heard that.
This is ridiculous. Just like they say, if it was a black man, he'd have been in jail.
How do most of your white friends feel about this, Pam? I mean, everybody's got to be upset about this.
They are, but I don't know what it is. They won't speak up.
And that's why I was just going to commend you for speaking up, because you're one of only a handful of white listeners who have called in and to express their outrage. And I called for a few days ago. I think all of us as Americans should be standing up. White people especially should be standing up right alongside the black people about this.
Exactly. I'm in a biracial relationship. We've been together 15 years, and we have the same views on things like this. And
But why the white family not speaking up, Pam? That's what we want to know.
That is a good question.
I mean, come on, we're talking about kids right now. What is there to stand up for? This is not a hard one.
It's like a no-brainer. I mean, this is just common sense.
Obviously, it's not getting across to a lot of people because they're not standing up. Roy in Allentown, what's going on? Thank you, Pam. What's up, man?
Hey, kudos to you guys for what it is you're doing, man, to bring this thing to national prominence. As a father, I'm outraged. I have 3 children, just became a grandfather. Spoke to my son about this, my 10-year-old son and my 13-year-old daughter.
What'd you tell him, Roy?
Well, I made sure they were aware of this. And I made sure that they are following this, that they're informed, and they recognize that there are people that will look at us, particularly my son, differently.
Isn't that something in 2012, man? You gotta have that talk.
I had that talk with my son years ago.
But it's real. But guys, I recognize that my timing may be a little off, but I want you to hear me out.
Sure.
All of the righteous indignation that we feel about this horrible homicide, this horrible murder, my prayer is that it opens the door to us to be more sensitive as a community the next time a Trayvon takes out another Trayvon.
Yeah, but you know what? And all the people are saying, what about black on black violence? This is different.
It is.
Okay, because if a black guy kills another black guy, he's still going to jail. You see what I'm saying? But if a white man kills a black child and there's nobody around to take the side of the story, he gets to go home the same night. See, I don't think people understand it's not about whether or not he's guilty. It's about the way it was handled.
Absolutely.
It's the fact
still walking free to this day a month later.
Bag up, George. He got to sleep in his bed the same night he killed this kid.
Got to take the weapon
home. I mean, come on, ladies and gentlemen. It's not
whatever clothes he had on. They could be gone. Whatever evidence that was on those clothes, that is gone.
And that is the part that is disrespectful and intolerable for most people listening to this show right now.